Hello everybody, and just Edward here, and welcome back to another Redstone tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to build this super fast and compact 6-speed shulker loader from Minecraft 1.14 and above. This was a design by Iron Shooter, aka Monochrome Art. He's a really smart tech player in Minecraft, and he made this shulker loader, and it fits in a 5x3x7 area, so it's really compact, nice cuboid shape. And yeah, I'm going to be showing you how to build this today. I'm not going to do too much of an explanation beforehand because there's some things I'll have to show you after we build it, and I'll show you how to use it, how to incorporate it, and all the things you have to do to initialize it after we build it. So let's go ahead and pop right into the tutorial. Now on my screen here is a material list for all you need to do to build one module. So you need 17 observers, 13 hoppers, 8 building solid blocks. They don't obviously have to be blocks of iron, that's just what is used in what I have. 7 droppers, 7 comparators, 6 chests, and you do not actually need those chests, and I'll show you once we how to incorporate it, but you don't actually need those. And these 5 crying obsidian here don't have to be crying obsidian, they have to be any non-sticky blocks. You can use obsidian, crying obsidian, you can use any of the glazed terracottas, 3 powered rails, but if you're going to tile it, I will show you how to. You have to switch out the powered rails for activator rails every other module, but I'll show you that later. You need 3 slime blocks, 2 pieces of dust, 2 scaffolding, 2 sticky pistons, 1 barrel, 1 block of redstone, 1 composter, 1 dispenser, 1 note block, 1 regular piston, 1 repeater, 1 torch, and just a single slab. So that's all you need. So once you get that, we'll get straight into how to build it. So once you have all your materials, you're going to want to find a good spot to build this. You need a 3x5 area, and it'll be 7 blocks tall, like I said earlier. But yeah, just go ahead and outline your area. You want to make sure there's nothing that's going to interfere with it. So if you're mining out a spot, mine it out now or whatever you need to do. And then once we get here, I'm going to be doing a layer by layer tutorial on this. So to start with the base layer, we're going to actually come to the back right here and place a barrel with a 1 block gap, just like that. This is going to be your output barrel. So once all full shulkers, once shulkers get filled, they're going to pop into this barrel when they're done. Let's go ahead and put a hopper leading into that. And then you want an observer observing that hopper, and then another observer here with a sticky piston facing up like that. And then right over here, you're going to want an upward facing observer. So go ahead and you have to break the block below it and place it upwards just like this. And then go ahead and place another observer here, here, and here as well. And then there's going to be a sticky piston here with a solid block just like that. And then 2 last things you need, observer like that, and then another upwards facing observer on the face of that observer just like that. To start your second layer, you're going to want to grab a block of scaffolding and place it right here on top of the iron block. And then you want to go ahead and place an upwards facing observer using that scaffolding to place it. And then observer observing that, and don't worry about the pistons firing, it is all good right now. And then you want to place a redstone block on top of this observer that's observing the hopper just like that. And then a comparator on the face of that observer with a solid block on the back of it. And then you just want to place a dropper on top of this hopper, just like that, and that is all for this layer, and on to the next one. And then for this layer, all we're going to start with is a hopper pointing into the dropper, just like that, and then go ahead and grab a dispenser and put it facing upwards. This is what's actually going to be dispensing the shulker boxes out, and then go ahead and then place a dropper pointing into this dispenser just like that. And also go ahead and just place a shulker box on top of that dispenser that is going to be used for the activation, because you have to have an empty shulker in there, 1 empty shulker in there to actually start the whole thing, and then it'll keep it going from there. Go ahead and place a slab right here, right above that comparator, just like this, and then go ahead and place a dust next to the hopper, again like that. And then next thing we're going to do is place another scaffolding upwards, just like that, and then use that scaffolding to place a slime block next to it. And then go ahead and place a comparator that's going to be detecting the signal strength coming out of this dispenser, and then an observer observing that comparator. And then actually replace that slime block, because you're supposed to do that after, but that's okay. And finally place 1 crying obsidian, or just a glazed terracotta, something just right here, just like that. So this is the layer once we start actually placing the things that are going to be filling it, and it's going to get quite interesting with directionality and such like that. So the first thing you want to do is place 3 solid blocks just like that, not there, just like that. And then go ahead and try to stand here, and you want to place a dropper here pointing into the shulker box, and here as well pointing into the shulker box, and then put 2 hoppers, one pointing into each of the droppers just like that. Then go ahead and place a piston in between them. That's going to be right on that shulker box just like this. And then go ahead and place 3 comparators, one here, one on the slab here, and then one on the scaffolding just like that. Then place a slime block, right, the comparator pointing into the slime block with a repeater right here, and then a solid block just like that. Sorry, this actually does need to be a crying obsidian or glazed terracotta, because if you're gonna tile it, this slime block would be right here, so that has to be a non-sticky, non-slidey block like crying obsidian. And to continue the funness with directionality of things, we're going to go ahead and start with a bunch of downwards facing stuff. So go ahead and place just a temporary block right there to place a downwards facing dropper just like that. And then you're also going to place a hopper into this dropper on the side there, as well as there. And now you're going to go ahead and grab a couple of temporary blocks, put one here just so you can stand on it, and place a dropper facing down into this hopper just like that. And then again over here, you don't have to do these if you can stand lower, like you can stand down here and do it. You just gotta get a little bit under it and then place a downwards dropper like that, and then a hopper into this middle dropper again like this. Now again, we want to fall on the side and place an upwards facing observer here and an upwards facing observer right here next to these hoppers, and then place 3 crying obsidian here, here, here. And then place a comparator right here and a solid block next to the dropper, and then one more slime block there, and then finally a piece of dust on this crying obsidian right here. And that is all that is most of the complex angles that you will need. And this is the second to last layer, so we are almost there. Go ahead and start with a composter on top of these slime blocks, and you need to have just one signal strength coming out of it, so you can use a pie or just any compostable block will work. And go ahead and have a comparator coming out of it. And the final thing you have to worry about, sorry, not right there, just go ahead and place a temporary block there, and you need the final upwards facing observer just like that. Now go ahead and place a redstone torch right here. And we're going to go ahead and place all 3 rails. I know that's technically the next layer, but to get the angles right, just go ahead and place all 3. Now just go ahead and place 6 downwards facing hoppers just straight across like that. Didn't mean to fall. And then we are finally on to the last layer. And all this layer is going to be is basically just a clock. So go ahead and start with a redstone block, or sorry, a note block right above the composter just like this. And then an observer observing that note block into a solid block. And then on the other side of it, place an observer observing that rail and pointing into a solid block just like that. As you heard, that just dinged because it is being powered by that redstone torch just like that. And here you can, depending on what you're going to be using it for, go ahead and place your chests here. This is when you would. Again, these are not necessary, and I will show you how and why they're not important and how to incorporate it. But that is all for the build. Now I'm going to show you guys how to initialize it, use it, and incorporate it. One block I missed, go ahead and make sure there is an observer facing outwards pointing in just like that. I forgot that, so just make sure you have that there as well. Now let's say you want to tile these a bunch next to each other. It doesn't matter how many you do because they are completely tileable. The only thing you just have to make sure you do is that on every other module, go ahead and break the powered rails just like this and replace them with activator rails so that they are individual. And you just have to alternate powered, activator, powered, activator, so on and so forth. That's the only thing you have to do that you have to change to make it tileable. So yeah, now I'm going to show you how to incorporate it. Now let's say you just wanted 1 or 2 modules hooked into a water stream. Now the reason 1 or 2 is because water can flow 8 blocks, and if you only have 1 or 2, it's a lot easier than if you have more. So if you just have 1 or 2, I'm just going to do a demonstration on these 2. Go ahead and just break all the chests, and then just come out a couple blocks with your whatever you're going to have the channel with. You know, obviously I'm going to be using glass, but you know, it doesn't have to be glass. It can be any block you want. So just go ahead and build a channel going around your hoppers just like this. And then once you have that, go ahead and place iron bars or glass panes or something that's not a full block, but it's going to also stop the water just like that. And also you need one right there. And then you want to go ahead and grab like a chest just like this, and then go ahead and place a water source coming across like that, and then go ahead and grab yourself like an iron trapdoor or something like that. Place it here. Place a block of ice just wherever your where the trapdoor is, and then place waterlogged just like that. So now any item that you throw in, let's say we throw a stack of chests in, it's gonna hit and then go into this first hopper right here, just like that. Now the way that this system works is that it basically starts once you have shulker boxes in it. So before you actually put any items in, go ahead and grab yourself at least one shulker box. Of course you want to have more ideally, but you want to go ahead and fill all this whole dispenser with shulker boxes, and you will hear it is going to be spitting out all of the items just like that. Now I actually forgot to put the shulker box in this one, so ignore that. But on this one right here, also just go ahead and fill up this whole dispenser with shulker boxes, and then you also want to fill this dropper up just like this, and then this will give you a good supply of shulker boxes. But yeah, if you want to just throw items in, they'll hit that chest and get item aligned, and then they'll just travel across just like that. So now I'm going to show you what to do if you have more than 2. Now let's just say you have 4 for this example. Now this applies to anything above 3, and you'll see why you can just expand it however big you want to. But yeah, anything above 3 or over, sorry, anything above 2, so 3 or over, this same system is going to apply. So first things first, make sure all of your systems are initialized with shulker boxes in the area, as well as filled the dispenser, and break all the chests like I just did. Another trick we're going to use is double speed hopper unloaders. So in order to do that, for each and every hopper, you need a hopper pointing down, across, and then another one on top of this one pointing downwards. Then you go ahead and place an ice block just like this. So this is a thing I also showed off in my barter farm tutorial. But basically, when this hopper receives items, it will both push one down, and that will also suck one down here, and then push one across. So that every time this hopper receives items, this hopper both pushes and pulls, which means it's pushing 2 items across. So if you want to do this, just go ahead and place all of these hoppers all the way across. So downwards facing there, and then across right there, and then downwards right here, and then place your blue ice or packed ice, just any ice transport, probably using packed ice in survival. And then all you want to do is just send your items along this path just like this. So just go ahead and put that there. Grab yourself a chest, not put it there though, you probably want to put it like here, and then just do the same type of thing you did over there. Just go ahead and create a water stream just like this, but instead of placing the iron bars on this side, you're gonna go ahead and place the iron bars just right here on top of these hoppers like this. And once you got all of your water pathway in place, you just want iron bars like this, and go ahead and make sure there are solid blocks here. And also, this doesn't all have to be ice, by the way. I know I said that, but it actually doesn't, because just like in any water stream, you only need ice where the water isn't. So anywhere that you're placing like a trapdoor, for example, that's the only places that you actually need the ice. I just did this as a demonstration. But yeah, it doesn't actually have to all be ice. We had also to make sure that there are no gaps in here. You definitely don't want your water spilling out all over that redstone that you just did. So once you have that, just place a water source here, and then a trapdoor just like that, and then a water source here, so that any items that fall in should get item aligned. Oops. And as you can hear, it is working perfectly. So as you see, once this gap happens, let's go ahead and place a trapdoor and another set of water just like that. So yeah, that's all you got to do, and once that noise stops, thank you very much. Yeah, so that's all you gotta do. Well, that is pretty much it for the tutorial on this, guys. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave those down below. And one last thing that I highly recommend that anyone that builds this does, just go ahead and place like a carpet or something over these no blocks, because that noise will drive you pretty crazy if you have to listen to it constantly. And also, one more very, very important thing, if these droppers, this dispenser, ever runs out of shulker boxes and dispenses the last one, the system will shut off. and then you'll have the item spit out, but nothing else will happen. So you have to make sure you cannot run out of shulker boxes with these kinds of loaders, or else you have to go through the entire pain of having to refill everything and reinitialize it and everything. But yeah, that is pretty much it. So thank you everybody so much for watching. If you did enjoy, go ahead and please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It does mean a lot to me. And thank you ever so much for watching, and have a great day. Peace.